Greetings and salutations, internet netizens. This is Wolfphototech, and here we are with the Guns Deck from Pathfinder for Pathfinder 2nd Edition from Paizo Publishing. This deck contains 110 cards. It's all the cool projectile weaponry from the Guns and Gears book for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. As I said, there's 210 cards. It is $22.99. Just double check something for point of reference. This is interestingly cheaper, $22.99 cheaper than the deck of NPCs, which is $2 more, which is $24.99. So $25 versus $23. If you watched this video, there's a good point of reference in that video to this one. But anyways, this contains 110 cards, just like the Endless NPCs deck. You have 2 physical decks. You have the OGL card, as well as the information instructions card. I always keep that handy. Each one of these cards, that is the instructions card. So there's the forked bipod. It has all the core information that you need for this item. Every one of these cards has a unique piece of artwork for said card. So awesome. So like, you got the bipod, you got the knuckle duster, all weaponry you can find in the Guns and Gears book. You got a bayonet. You can see the stat block there, and as well as the information. So there you go. You have various modifications like reinforced stock for your weaponry. And that's pretty much it for what I'm going to be showing you in this video. As I said, there's 2 decks. There is really no overly complicated instruction rule set. This is all core essential items from the Guns and Gears book. So let's get into the review section of this video. And in with that review section of the video, I'm done with the overview. I'm on to the review. The review part of this book is this deck, or this set of cards, are great for new players and new game masters in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It is always handy to have these cards to hand out to players at games. You quickly flip through the cards, find the item that you just, find the items ahead of time before the players go into the dungeon or the quest. You have them off to the side. Oh, you found a forked bipod. You found such and such Hydra beast gun, etc., etc. You then hand the player the card. The player can go ahead and fill out all the information on their sheet for that weapon, and they can hand you the card back, and you're great to go. And if there's any questions, you can always double check the card. There's all the core, as I said, core information for the variations in the card. You know, the item level, the name, what kind of special magical effects that are tied to it, etc., etc. So where do I place this Guns deck from the Guns and Gears book? I place this around like a 3.5 star. This is not absolutely necessary to play Pathfinder 2nd Edition. However, this does absolutely make it easier to run games and hand out items for your players. You can take all the items from the decks, keep them in a pile for like your treasure chest, and then you show them to your player, as I said before, and your player has all the information. They don't have to go digging through the books to find it. They don't have to go to Archives and Nethys or any other website. However, Archives and Nethys is perfectly good for hunting for stat blocks. You just have to know the name and spelling of the item to find it. So, yeah, a 3.5 star. This deck is perfectly good. I do recommend this to anyone who wants to play a gun, any type of gunslinger, or any other character class that just happens, or players that play in a setting that has access to guns. I absolutely would recommend that. These item decks are really handy for a lot of situations. They're not so handy online. However, you can always just, if you're playing on Discord like my groups do, or most of my groups, you can just simply take a photo of the card and send the photo to the player through the private messages. So there you go. I do recommend this, and it's a 3.5 star. It's not a strong recommendation. If you don't use a lot of magic items in your campaigns, which you really should, if in the case of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, because the system really promotes and is very happy to have magic items go into the player's hands, as the system is very balanced, and if you give them slightly stronger than typical magical items, it doesn't really break the game so severely, because the game is naturally built on the hard mode of the system. Now, this tiny little tie back to the other video. This deck easily is a very quick and efficient way of making the game faster and easier to run. This one, not so much. And you go and check that video out for more details and rants as to the issues I have with that deck. But this one, I definitely want to say this is a good deck. So there you go. A 3.5 recommendation. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month. And see you next time. Ciao.